History was once someone's present. Moments of courage, moments of hardship, and moments that changed nations. Welcome to Odd Photos, where history speaks for itself. A black woman defends a racist from an angry mob, 1996. A French soldier feeding his kitten, Indochina, 1956. A French woman has her head shaved by a mob as punishment for allegedly collaborating during Nazi occupation. A German soldier says farewell to his son before leaving for the front, 1940. A German soldier tends to a wounded Russian woman and shelters her infant in a trench, October 1942. A group of ladies pose in their roller skates for a photo, England, 1926. A group portrait taken at a wedding in Norway, 1900. A lifeguard on duty at Brighton Beach, New York, 1906. A night out listening to jukebox jive with schoolmates and drinking milkshakes, 1956. A photo of Emperor Menelik II after successfully defeating the Italians and saving Ethiopia from European colonization, 1896. A sign warns about the recent escape of a prisoner from the Marion Federal Penitentiary, October 1975. A soldier stands in front of a sign erected by British forces at the entrance to Bergen-Belsen concentration camp, Germany, May 1945. A terrified civilian woman is violently restrained by Nazi SS soldiers during World War II, symbolizing the brutal treatment of civilians under German occupation. A young Kamala Harris eating a snow cone in Harlem, New York, 1966. Actress Virginia McKenna as Violette Szabo, one of the most courageous British agents to have operated behind enemy lines during World War II. After being rejected from flying school in the United States, Bessie Coleman, the first black aviatrix, moved to France, studied French, and earned her flight certificate in 1922. Albert Einstein, with his son Hans Albert Einstein and grandson Bernhard Caesar Einstein, 1933. Babe Ruth jogging on the sands of Sea Spray Beach in Palm Beach, Florida, January 1930. Bob Marley with a bandaged toe on his tour bus, 1977, the same toe that would ultimately lead to his death in 1981. Boy with a toothache, Lodz, Poland, 1937. Construction of Mount Rushmore, 1931. Crew of Apollo 11 enjoying breakfast before departing for the moon, 16th of July, 1969. Disney animator Ward Kimball studies his reflections in the mirror to draw the characters right, 1950s. During World War II, this was the weekly rations allowed for an adult in the United Kingdom. Elvis and Priscilla Presley walking out of court after their divorce, 1973. Exiled Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia delivering a speech to the National Assembly of the League of Nations condemning Italian aggression against Ethiopia and criticizing members for lack of concern and hypocrisy. Film director Alfred Hitchcock and Ulma Reville are showered with confetti after their wedding, 1929. Freddie Mercury with his mother, 1947. Gentleman poses for a photo in his best with his bronze-tip walking cane, 1907. In 1967, during the Vietnam War, an American soldier held up a Scolopendrus subspinipes, a species of giant centipede found throughout Asia. In 1987, a courageous kid contacted the police to stop his father from beating his mother. John F. Kennedy poses with his lifelong friend Lem Billings, 1933. Julius Duck, arrested for dressing as a woman in 1906. He is pictured here wearing a woman's blouse, skirt, and wig at a police station in Chicago. Louis Schaefer, miner, with armful of groceries bought at company store, Washington County, Pennsylvania, 1946. Man listening to his Walkman while playing Pac-Man, the ultimate 1980s experience in one photo. Marilyn Monroe in Korea, February of 1954, visiting and giving food to the troops. Marilyn Monroe with her two dachshunds, 1959. Marianne Bevan chose to compete after her husband passed away and she had no one to support the family. She received the derogatory title of ugliest woman in the world and was employed by a circus. Miss Mary Bay is shown braving the traffic of Washington, January 1924. Mother and son embrace after the son escaped from the North Korean labor camp and returned to the South, 1950s. Mrs. Fields, the founder of the Mrs. Fields Cookie Company, 1982. Nick Cave and Henry Rollins babysitting in 1992. Olympic weightlifter Paul Anderson didn't have professional equipment, so he trained using makeshift weights, like his famous wagon wheels barbell. He won gold in the 1956 Olympics. One of the only known photos of Sabah Talfa, the mother of Saddam Hussein, taken sometime in the 1950s. Opening of the UK's first McDonald's in Woolwich, London, 1974. People gather around the aftermath of a tram accident, London, England, April 1946. Pope John Paul II walks with President Ronald Reagan, Miami, 1987. Princess Elizabeth with baby Prince Charles, 1948. Road workers in Paris, France, 1933. Robin Williams with his daughter Zelda, 1989. Royal British Guard fainted during a ceremony, but other guards remain at attention. London, 1966. Sarla Thakral was only 21 years old when she became the first Indian woman to earn a pilot license in 1936. Sigourney Weaver and Mel Gibson posed for a photo in 1982. Smith College students posed for a photo for a story about them being taught the best way to handle a suitcase, 1958. Spanish archaeologist Manuel Esteve wearing the Corinthian helmet he had found, 1938. Spinner and spinning wheel, Ireland, 1890. Swimming pool at Clifton Park, Baltimore, 1920. Thai girls in traditional dance costumes, 1921. The bridle was used to quieten inmates from Armagh Jail, early 1900s. The grave of the musician and actor Fernand Arbelot, who wished to look at the face of his wife forever after his death, 1942. The parade of the German prisoners of war in Moscow in 1944. Not many would return home. 13 sisters in the Brooks family take a photo with their only brother, Leslie Benjamin, following his birth at home in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, 1954. This is Marcia Pinkenfield, winner of the Most Beautiful Child in America contest in 1927. Until the late 1980s, babies were believed to not feel pain, and they were operated on with no anesthesia. Val Kilmer as Iceman in the movie Top Gun, 1986. Walini was a Cherokee woman who lived on the Qualla Reservation. She allowed James Mooney to take this picture of her in 1888. Women carrying peat, Ireland. Woodstock concert goers sliding down a muddy hill, 1969. Yuri Gagarin and Valentina Tereshkova, the first man and woman in human history to go to space, 1960s.